Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and today I'm gonna be playing Seablock. In the previous episode we set up this awesome block producing uranium and somewhat sorting it. We have uranium 235, uranium 234. I would like to adjust this build a little bit and I would like to start producing things. I'd like to produce the fuel, uranium fuel. So we'll do it like this. We'll ask for stack inserter here, here, and probably here, like that. And now, what I'd like to focus on today, I'd like to figure out how exactly to build power plant. So if we go here, you can see that we are able to produce 500 megajoules per second, so it's probably megawatts, using this process, and will require, I'm not sure about the number, 4. Okay, so if we are using, like if you forget the bonuses, like if you place reactors in a formation like 2x2, each of them will have a bonus of 300, well, the efficiency of 300, 100 plus 2 neighboring reactors, right? It's 100, I think. Yes, neighbor bonus 100. So in total it will be like 12 reactor equivalent. Yeah, so I guess that's how it would look, but we can give it more power, right? We can make it give up to 600 megajoules or megawatts of power. And if we look at our poles, the best electric pole that we have can transmit 800. The worst can transmit 500. The one that we currently use can transmit 600. Okay. And if you look at substations, the best substation is able to produce to transmit 500 megawatts. Interesting. Let's start making the things in the mall, like reactors specifically, and then we can do something about that. Like once we are producing them, we can try and place them and set up the reactor. Right, we'll need heat pipes. Heat pipes, we have heat pipe 1, heat pipe 2. Good. We will need the reactor. Let's produce it. We might want to ask for a few of this. And we'd also like to... I don't want to overproduce the reactors. Maybe like we'll have up to 4. Because we'll be using 2x2. So let's have 4 reactors ready at any moment. And then, how would we actually place them? Let's say we'll have 4 reactors, 2x2. So this is really good. Like even if you need less power, I still think that we'll be using 2x2 setup, because this way we can make use of neighbor bonus and save on the fuel. So on this thing that we'll be requesting here. Advanced uranium fuel cell, right? That's what we want to do. I think. I'm not sure why exactly it's called advanced, why we consider it to be advanced, but it's okay. Okay, so we have 4 reactors here. We would need for 600 megawatts to connect them to 111 steam turbines. Energy is 5.4 here, and heat's 10.8. That means that this basically go like that. The question now, how do I connect that to the power grid? Let's limit this whole thing to 110. Like to 600 megawatts. Let's see. So let's say I am gonna do something like that, maybe with like a space in the middle. I'm not sure about that. 55 divided by 4 corners. So 52 divided by 4. It will be like 13. 52 divided by 4. It's 13. Okay, that's correct. So we'll need 13 of this placed somewhere here. And like that. How many do we have here? We have 11. So that could basically be our build. Except there are a couple of things that I'd like to do differently. I'd like to have the connection, like the power connection, to be set up using power poles. We'll have one power pole here, here, here. Let's actually place them right now. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 power poles there. This whole thing, I think we better remove it, just in case. This thing will have to be done in a similar way. So we'll have power, 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 and maybe like connection externally on the side. Next, I want to remove all of this links. Okay, now it's all removed. Next, I'll have water right here in the middle. Getting delivered. We'll need to use heat pipe, probably like a better one, right? It has 1000 degrees, and the reactor has 1000 degrees, yes. That's how we want this part to be done. One thing about this reactor, I would like it to be kind of smart, and I don't want it to be using up too much fuel because we're playing Seablock and we don't really have that many of... well, we don't have that much of anything, to be honest. So I would like to have, like, to be really efficient in terms of fuel spent, and let's see. Could build it like this, I think. So let's try to be really efficient. Like this. And I'd like to build some kind of circuit controller that will be saving the electricity. So we'll have circuits controlling this whole thing, and yeah, we'll need to figure out how exactly to do that, because I'm not quite sure. Okay, this thing, flip like that. Probably want to remove all of this now, instead of just like too many connections. So one problem with this power plant is that it actually has lots of ways to connect to the network. Let's see. let's say we'll have a pole there and there. I want to remove the connections from here as well. And now that we have this thing, let's say we'll have requester chests right there, active provider chests to be able to move as much used up fuel away as possible, and we'll have regular inserters, basically, and stuff like this. And insert something like this. I'll turn them a little bit so that it works slightly better. Now, we would need to have a connection to... Okay, now all of this is inside logistic network. I'll be using logistic network to supply the reactors with the fuel. And now, how do we set up the circuit? How do we set up the controlling kind of logic here? I'd like to basically... I hope this amount of pumps is enough. It should be enough, because we have like what, only 7 of this? They're using how much water? 120 times 7, yes, that's gonna be enough, less than 1,200. Now, you know, the thing here is that I need to observe and kind of check what is the amount of steam that we'll have. I'll be checking the amount of steam between the turbines in order to be able to tell whether we need to heat up the thing more or not, or whether it's good enough as it is. Okay. Adding connections there. Things here. Okay. It's looking good. So the number of inline tanks is supposed to be divisible by 8. 92. It's a problem. Okay, here we have them. Let's try again. 104. Can we divide it by 8? I don't know. Let's try. 104 divided by 8. 13. Yes. Okay. This is looking fine. This is looking good. Now, let's connect water here. So that will be our power plant. Now, the thing that we are missing, we need to set this to place things over there. And this one should be taking things from here. We'd like these inserters to be really limited to just one item at a time, like that. I will copy this whole thing, paste it there, and let's set up this part. Like that. We need more wires. Let's get the wires. So we'll have it connected like that, and from there, like that. Let's take a look how it looks. From here, it's looking okay. I think I'm missing connection between those two. I mean, it's not clear whether we actually need it. Let's say we do, like for 600 megawatts. In theory, like we could actually cut it in half and have less power produced here. Okay, that's actually... that is actually an interesting idea. The problem is that right now, let's assume that reactors actually are transferring heat between each other, but we need to connect them to this tiles that have kind of like a fire icon. So let's do it like this. And let's assume, I don't know, we'll have to check. I think reactors are kind of conducting the heat themselves. So here we have it. We have the setup for the reactor, and now the only thing that really needs to be done well, first of all, like there is a tiny problem. The reactor, the way it is now, it will not start up if you don't give it some electricity. How about we fix it? How can we make the reactor start up without electricity? I think I'll have to remove these ones. I'll do it differently. We'll place these things kind of closer to the middle, like that. And this way, there should be some space. Okay, let's just remove all of that. There should be some space for a solar panel. I'm thinking about adding a solar panel there. Okay, let's remove all of that. Okay, nice. A solar panel. Do we have a solar panel? Like small, medium, large? Large solar panel? Oh, look at that. We can actually fit a large solar panel here. We could fit one here, and we should be able to fit one there, like this. So we can have two solar panels. We can have an accumulator, just a tiny one, here, for example. So the accumulator is given 5 megawatts. No, maximum output is 300 kilowatts. Okay, so it's actually not a lot of power that the accumulator will give, but it will allow the reactor to start up, I think. So consumption is 50 kilowatts. 50 kilowatts, this produces 160. I think this should be enough to start up this whole thing, but we'll see. So far I'm keeping it isolated, right? Now, I told a bit earlier that I'd like this thing to be smart. I would like it to work only when the power is actually low. How do we do that? How do we do that? We can check the amount of steam over there, like in the corners. Or maybe in here. This should be pretty much the same as in the corners, I feel. That if we check this amount of steam, this, and that. I mean, we could also cover the furthest corner. They're like symmetrical, they're exactly the same. We can check the steam in the middle here. And if the number is low, then we will know that we need more power, we need more heat. Let's do that. Let's actually try and set this up. Okay, what do we do now? I'd like to copy this part. I'd like to paste it over there. The idea is that none of these connections should be added here. And here, we actually want to have these connections. Probably connect them kind of in a line, like that. How do we connect this thing to that one? question. I think I will just connect them on the side, maybe like that. I feel like it would look okay. Maybe not the greatest thing, but it's gonna be okay. Yep, like that. This will be placed. Oh wait, it's already placed, we just a missing connection. Okay, good. So we have the connection now. I said I'd like to read these two pumps. Let's read them and transmit red signal for that. We'll do the same thing here, except the pumps are not there, so maybe I should just copy the spot, turn it like that. Do the same thing here and here. So we are collecting the amount of steam that we have. And then let's check. The pump contains... How much does the pump contain? 2,500. So both of them at the same time, both pumps will contain 5,000. Let's say the pump is empty if it has less than 1,000. Okay, let's do this. Let's add decider combinator. Well, initially I was thinking of like adding 4 of them, but the thing is we don't need 4 of them, we could just have 1. Let's do it with 1. Like this, add these connections, to be honest. I could even make it go like this. This might look a tiny bit nicer. Let's see. Like this. Large solar panel 2. We don't have it. Let's produce it somewhere. But do we have at least large solar panel? This is like a regular one. So let's say I want to build second one as well. So here we'll be producing large solar panel 2. Okay, it requires like some stuff, but I think we can deliver everything. We are not delivering red circuits, which is very surprising that those are red circuits. We do have red circuit production, don't we? Yeah, we are producing them, well, somewhat. And this train is going to the main base, that's good. Okay, so we will have a solar panel produced. We do not have shortage of accumulators. Let's proceed with whatever we've been doing here. I'm trying to build like a really nice logic here, controller. I'd like these inserters to work only when they're told to work. So I want them to be enabled when they're getting signal saying that they are enabled. So if the signal enabled, then they will work. Oh wait, this needs to be turned like that. So that's the idea. We'll do exactly the same thing here. These inserters will work when they're getting signal enabled. Now, when exactly would that be happening? First of all, we need to get the decider combinator. We need to check the level of the steam in there. If the level is too small, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 storage tanks. It's probably it probably will be completely symmetrical, like the levels in them. Well, actually it's 4 pairs, so it's 4 times 2 times 2.5. It's 4 times 5. It's 20,000. let's say if the level is less than 1000, so we are running out of steam over there, then we will start up this thing. Right. Let's observe what is happening here. Well, we do have 5000. Oh, sorry, 50. Oh, the other 50 is not placed. That's okay. That's fine. Where is our decided combinator? What else do we need? So we'll have decided combinator that will be telling us whether the thing needs to work. But I don't want multiple of the hand contents. I don't want the inserters I do not want them to be able to insert multiple pieces of fuel at the same time. I don't want for that to happen, and in order to avoid that, what do we do? And I probably want them to wait. Until we have enough fuel here. So let's say we'll have this connection and we'll have this connection. Like that. Probably don't need these ones in that case. So again. If I copy this whole thing, just rotate it and paste it over there, it should look nice, right? I think so, yep. It's looking fine. Let's make it completely symmetrical. Like that. So it's going from the above one, and here it will go from the below one. The one closer to the middle. Okay, let's think. So we have this part that will be looking at the signal. It will be checking for the steam. Where is the steam? Where are fluids? Okay, steam. We're checking. If the amount of steam is less than 5000, it's 25%. Maybe we could make it like this. If it's less than 1000, which is like a couple of percent, then we will say that the thing is enabled. Or we could give the signal steam, actually. Let's do it like this. We are telling that we don't have enough steam. Another thing that we'd like to check. We'd like to check whether we have 4 of the fuel thingies in here. So let's do that. We'll have another decided combinator that will be checking that. In addition to this, to decided combinators, what else do we need? I want to have a delay, right? How do we create a delay? I think we want to use... supposed to use arithmetic combinator? Probably, right? Oh, or decided combinator. We want to count stuff until some moment. It's probably decide combinator. So we'll probably have like a decide combinator or something counting things. Let's say over there, or maybe over here. Maybe, oh, but we need power. Okay, we could in theory use the counter there. So they will not really be, like, we will not be able to copy them on top of each other, but that's okay. It's okay, we could have this accumulator that we'll use to count the seconds. How do we do that? We probably want to count the seconds from the moment the signal was enabled. So from the moment it's enabled, we will be counting things. Okay, let's do that. So here, I have the signal, Steam. I probably want to use another one. Let's say I'll be using S. It's like Steam output if the amount is less than 1000. So we are supposed to be getting, okay, we are getting it. Look at that. We're also getting some electricity. It's like, it's not great, but it works, it works. We could add a couple more accumulators here. Maybe this will help the thing a little bit. Maybe this will help it kind of work slightly better at night. So it looks like this solar panel is unable to keep up with the power demand. Okay, this part, it will be checking whether the item in there, which will be the nuclear, okay, fuel cell, and I think we'll be using 234 for this reactor. If it's equal to 4, then we'll say that, you know, the fuel F is good. We have enough fuel. So if we do not have enough steam and we have fuel, so there will be 3 conditions, right? We need to have not enough steam, we need to have enough fuel, and we need for the timer to have passed. So let's say we'll have like E here, or okay, maybe not E, we'll have a kind of criteria 1, criteria 2, and this condition will be like with criteria 3. We'll figure this out later. We need to figure it out. Wait, the problem here is that all of this... The problem here is that this is actually all external network. Ideally, we would want to have this connected to the internal one, but we don't really do that here, right? Can we power this whole thing just on an internal network with solar panels? Maybe I should redo this a little bit. Maybe we shouldn't be using big electric poles for that. Maybe we should really be using all the solar panels for that. Because it seems that it's really just about a couple of inserters. We do have a RoboPort though. RoboPorts can probably be moved here, right? If we move RoboPort here to this line, and we'll have another RoboPort there. They unfortunately do not really touch. No, they do. Right? They'll touch here and here. So the RoboPorts can be moved over there, and the middle area could be used like, could be done differently, basically. The middle part could be done maybe a little bit easier. I like the idea. I actually really like that idea. Let's do this. Let's delete these 2 things. We'll delete these 2 things. we will add a substation here. 300 megawatts. Is this gonna be enough? Maybe we should add a smaller substation. 200 megawatts. But it will cover significantly. Yes, we'll add a smaller substation here, like a really tiny one. We will disconnect it from the power grid. These things are connected, these ones are connected. We could actually have the connection running like that. Yeah, let's take a look. Right, that's how it's looking so far. We need to give this thing some power, like solar power here, solar power there. This can be removed, and we can add a rubber port there. Where is our rubber port? Is our rubber port? We can actually add it right there and right there. So this could be our setup. Now the only problem is that rubber ports would work, like really work, only if you have power in the outer network, which we by default do not have. Okay, we delivering the substations. I think we will get the substations. So substations here are nice because this should make the process of like connecting, providing power to the combinators significantly easier. Okay, let's do this. Let's remove that part. Let's remove this part as well. Okay, like that. So we have power delivered. And then we have some space. Right here, we want a red signal connected to that. Red one connected to this one. Red one connected here and here. We want to have line there. Red signals. We want to have green line from the inserters. Like that. Actually do the same thing here. Green line from inserters. Going there. Okay, what do we do now? This part can give the signal, as in maybe C, and send it along the green line. So we have C equal 1 now, and this one is not 1 because we don't have the power. This thing will go here, and this will be checking if condition is equal 3. If all 3 conditions are correct, then we'll be outputting E. We'll be saying, okay, we are fine with enabling the thing. Let's double check. Why do we have 2 colors here? Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe it will be easier to just transmit everything on one color. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it on one color, because this way, hopefully, the setup will be mostly working, or maybe like fully working, even if we swap the. Even if you like vertically, like symmetrically copy it. I want the thing to still work, and that means that I need everything here to be like fully symmetrical, basically. Okay. Red. So we have only red thing. We have this check that we don't have enough steam. Right. We have this spot. Where is our accumulator? Let's grab accumulators. Let's just fit lots of them. Maybe right here, so we can have 2 here. We don't have space for 1 more, unfortunately. but we could have space for a couple of them here as well. Okay, this is only 160 megawatts, and this is consumption 50 kilowatt. 160. Okay, let's see. Let's see whether this thing will work. Whether the solar panel will be enough to support this part. So this doesn't like the inserters don't require lots of stuff. We'll see. We'll see whether it works or not. If it doesn't work, I feel like we can still figure something out. Okay, now we need this part will be done. We will get the fuel. I just don't want to bring it just yet. This part is checking. We need another check. We need to check the time. We need to check the time. How do we do that? How did we do that? So the time itself, it can go here, for example. Could make sure that the setup is actually not copyable. Would that be better? Yeah, you know what? I think it would be better. I don't want the setup to be like copyable, so we'll have only like exactly one orientation. It's still mostly symmetrical, but oh wait, I don't have to change this. It will not be copyable because of this rubber port here anyway, and the solar panel over there. Okay, that's good. Now we need to set up the timer, and the timer, how would it work? We need something resetting the timer. Let's think about this. We need some way to reset the timer. If both the steam, actually it could be just about the steam, right? The timer could really be only about the steam. If the amount of steam is let's think. If the amount of steam is low enough, then we can start the timer. Well, actually not exactly. It's not about the steam. It's about the previous time when we allowed insertion to happen. We do not want to allow insertion to happen very frequently. Okay, and we're allowing the insertion to happen when... Yeah, I think I know what we'll do. I think I know. So we will have... This will be the timer. It will have T. And it will do the following. While T is less than... I don't know. Well, like 5 seconds, it's 300 ticks, right? Will be outputting 1, will be incrementing T. So that's the idea. The timer will be incrementing T while T is low. And then it will be sending T over here. Will be sending T over here. And the condition will be we will check whether how do we do that? we need to check whether signal E was greater than 0. And if it was greater than 0, okay, does it work now? T is not... The T doesn't seem to be reset. Let's start it up with maybe like a regular combinator thingy, constant combinator. Let's maybe start it with this. So it will be incrementing, and then at some point it will reach T equal 300. Oh, it's more difficult than I expected. This will count the time. This will be counting the time. This will be looking at maybe the time. No, not the time. We want to check whether the time reached a specific amount. And if the time reached a specific amount, we would want to cut the thing. I wonder, if we tell it to export time equal to input count, would it actually take T as the input? I hope it will. So let's say time is equal to 1 now, and we connected this thing. It doesn't have the power. That's not great, because I actually would like... No, it does have the power. Yes, well, it doesn't, because we are missing a power connection here. Now it does have the power. So let's see. Time is ticking, and this time, okay, this time we are sending this as an input. So now we know that it's connected. Okay, now it's connected. Now we have time equals to time less than 300, then we are outputting time we are supposed to be outputting it like this. Okay, look at this. It's actually counting things up now. Make the connection slightly nicer looking. That. This part could also be done like that. So now it's counting T. To 300. Wait, I'm surprised. I thought it's working every tick, but it seems to be working... Not every tick, it seems to be working every second. Or not? Oh no, it's every tick, but we are short on electricity probably. Maybe. So we are counting the stuff. And now what I would like to check, I'd like to check whether if signal E, if the thing is disabled, I wanted to continue counting T. So how about I connect things like that and cut this off. So it's counting T, it's like moving it in a circle, because E is equal 0, and then at some point it will reach the maximum, and it will stop counting. Let's say the maximum will be 60 for us. Let's take a look. Just stop counting when that happens. Let's observe. Oh no, it continues counting. Oh. Very interesting. That is really interesting. Why is this working like that? Oh, strange. So it's just adding the thing. Wait, let's do it like this. This is the increment we care about. So we can remove this combinator. We can say that this is the increment that we care about. And right now it tells us that we need to increment. This part will be the actual timer thingy. So that means that we need to send the output back, right? So we'll be sending the T signal back, and it will be like incremental until some number. Let's add a constant combinator back. Okay, we'll have constant combinator. We'll control the time until which to count with the signal here. So we'll be controlling until what to count with like a thing here. And now at some point, oh look at that, it counted to 61. And now that it's 61, it's greater than this thing. Okay. It's good, looking good. We can actually have like some kind of logic maybe here. And I'd like to move this one over there to make it look a little bit more symmetrical. So now that it counted to 61, here, okay, here it's T. E. Let's think. Right, we need to have connection, like the output connection actually. Here, like that, we have T equals 61. We will check in this combinator whether T is greater than 61 or not, but we'll do it slightly differently. We'll have this connection, we'll give a signal, let's say Z, like, okay, 60, sure. And we'll be checking here against Z. So that's how it's gonna work. 31,000, what? What? How did... Oh, I know how this happened. Okay, that's okay. Did we reset it? No, we didn't reset it. How do we reset it? Yeah, like it's supposed to get reset. One. Okay, now it got reset. It's basically the problem with the power. We need to be like really careful about what's going on with the power. So if E equal 0 while E signal is not sent, then it should be like it should work like that basically. This thing is going back. And this part we want to check. So we want to have this connection given there as an input. We want, let's take a look. Red thing to be given here. And we want red thing to be given back. And the condition here is if T is greater than Z, then we are outputting C signal. So now, okay, it's not looking good. It's not looking good because we have this connection with the red. No. Signals. Some stuff. We are checking if T less than Z. What is that? Is that? And the T is disconnected. I'm not sure what's going on here. So we don't have T here. We have huge T. It's also huge. So greater than 0. Okay. Let's say go to 0. So okay, now it started counting. This part. This is input, this is output. We should be fine with connecting stuff like that. No, we are not. Why is that the case? Right, because we have this... okay, I got it now. We have this connection with input E. That is sent over a red line here. We don't want red line there. We want it to be a green connection from there, like this. Let's try again. We are resetting it. Good reset. Let's enable it again. Let's observe what's actually happening. E. Okay, it's getting incremented. This thing is also connected to that part. It's also connected. So right now C is equal 1. Once this reaches 60, it's greater than Z, we should have signal Z. And we also are supposed to have input signal T. And we can connect it like that. It should still work. Right. And now oh, you know what? We could make it a little bit better. We could remove this part. We could, in theory, just send the green signal from the input is T here. But it's input because it comes from the red line. Here the output will come from the green. Connect it like that, connect it like that. So now we know that right, and Z could potentially be sent over here. Be sent over using this green line like this. Okay, let's take a look. The timer is working. Well, it counted to something, to a lot. Now it's checking. Output signal C. We have two signals C now, and once we start requesting things here, we'll have a third C, I believe. We could actually specify which kind of fuel we are interested in here. Yes, and we can make it. Okay, well, we have to read contents, so let's remove this. This is the plant. I feel like it's looking really, really good. I don't want to enable it right here. I would like to, well, first of all, save it somewhere. And second, let's find a space for it, like a good spot. Maybe this would be a great spot for it, because... Alright, we have already power plant here. That's actually okay. We can basically paste it right here. Let's say like this. Maybe. Let's paste it here. We'll have to cut these connections. It should be doable, I hope. I think it should be doable. So we'll cut these connections and we'll have this power plant actually powering stuff. Or, yeah, that's actually fine. Let us have power plant here, working. Click all 500. We'll have this power plant and it will be... No. This already has dedicated power plant, like this one. It seems to be working fine. Well, it's not quite able to keep up with the demand. It's okay. I would like to build a plant that helps with something else. For example, this stuff. Right here. I think this is where we should have this power plant. Have some space here, and we should be able to power this block, maybe something around it. To do that, we'll need to figure out what to do with this thing. Let's just move this whole block, pretty much the whole one, right? Right here, like this. Yes, like that. Okay. So we have this connection. This thing is almost connected. And fix it like that. Okay, good. Nice. I don't think we actually need this one, to be honest. This row part. But it's okay. It's okay to have it. So now with this pieces placed there, we could take a blueprint of our power plant and paste it right here. Let's do this. So we are pasting power plant here. Kinda, I want to say like this, maybe? Like that. And we'll set requests into the requested chest right there. And we'll increase the timer maybe from like 60 seconds. Well, let's increase it to 120. And I'm not even sure whether the timer is counting seconds or the ticks, because I thought it's supposed to be counting ticks, but it wasn't going very fast. It's not going very fast. It's okay, doesn't particularly matter what exactly it's counting. Just want it to work. So 1, 2. The same thing. 1, 2. Good. And we can remove this one, because we don't want to waste resources on that, I think. Oh, look at that. It picked up really quickly, and now we can move towards our new power plant right here. Okay. Something is happening. Something is happening. Let's see, I feel like this should work. We don't have power though. Why we don't have power? That's a good question. Let's double check the power connections. They seem to be fine. It's kind of isolated build right now. It's not connected to anything. This is one network, separate one. This is separate network that only has one. This, wait, why does it have one robo? It's supposed to have two robo ports. Oh, because this connection is missing. It's okay. Okay, so here we have it. We would like to tell this part that we want uranium 234, just a single piece, and we are fine with requesting it from buffer chests. Let's do it. Okay, so we are asking for the stuff to come Dust from buffer chests. Will it come? Will it be delivered? I hope so. Okay. The power is there. Well, it's been spent on something. It's been spent on the rubber port. That is good. So we want this rubber port to be charged. It's getting charged. That's good. The question is whether that's enough. Like whether this single solar panel is enough to start up this process. If it's not, then maybe we shouldn't be doing it. I mean, what are the options? To bring some charcoal? But like we need this whole thing in order to be able to bring stuff in. Oh no, it's going down. It's not getting charged. That's bad. Use it. Like the usage is just 50 kilowatts. Is it supposed to be just 50 kilowatts? I think it's high now because it's trying to charge itself. Why do we have 5.2? What is trying to consume so much power? I'm not sure I understand. I'm not sure I understand it. But we'll wait for... Okay, now it's night. No, it's not night. Solar panel is still... Well, it's mostly at 0. It almost doesn't work anymore. I'd like to make sure that this stuff works correctly. So... I mean, worst case, we could just give it temporary power, but I don't want to do that. I want to see whether I can just paste this block and whether it will work just like that or not. Let's observe. And is it already day? No, it doesn't seem to be the day. Yeah, just waiting a little bit. It might also make sense to add some lights somewhere, but I'm not sure where I could... Okay, I could add a couple of lights here. Right, this could be lights. Actually, yes, these ones. This could also be our lights. Do we have any other spots that we could place some lights at? I don't think so. I feel like that's the only like real places that we could do it, because this part like needs all electricity it could get. So look at that. It continues to charge. So over the night, it didn't lose electricity. That's good. So the rubber port didn't lose the electricity during the night. Is this charging already? And yes, it's consuming a lot of power now. Basically consuming a full solar panel of power. It's like 1/3 full. Okay, let's think. We'll have this power. We can connect it to this block. And maybe this one as well. We could have this power connected to these 2 blocks. And maybe even this one, a 3rd one. So we can have like these 3 rail blocks powered by this, or like by half of it, by left half. But we also have a right half. We don't really need to power this one, but we could actually power this thing and this thing. Because this power plant seems to be at the limit This one seems to be at the limit. Yeah, so we could do that. Let's see it. Can we do this? Well, okay. At least the robots are delivering stuff. Things started up. We have signal C equal to 1. It's coming from here. And this one. Z equals 60, T equal 30. Why T is equal 30 here? T 30. T 60. Wait. Wait. What happened here? How did this happen? So the input here. What do we have? Here, we don't have T at all. We have T30, so this part, it's sending 1 sometimes, but it's somehow, let's reset this. 0? Sorry, greater than, wait. Now to count stuff properly, so somehow we got like 30 plus 30T. I'm not even sure how that's possible. Green. We have 2 signals. We have a red one and green one given to us as the input. The green one has Z60 and T30. How is that possible? Okay, what's going on here? I'm confused. This is Z. This has T60, Z60. It doesn't output anything. This is taken as an input. Z60 and T30. Why does it get T30? Output T30. Oh, I see. It's because of this green connection. Okay, got it. So, okay, this is the problem. We do not want right. Right. Okay, I understand this now. So this part is outputting T30, but it's getting duplicated. It's getting doubled somehow. And it's being sent to it Z60. This doesn't give anything. This is outputting T30. Sending it here. Let's cut this off. Like that. E equals 0, then we are taking T and we are outputting it as S. And we want this T to be sent over there, and we also want the T to be connected like that. I'm making some random changes, it feels like. Okay, look at that. It started counting again. So it's counting again. This part is getting T4. I think now it's gonna work fine because we isolated this circuit. Well, we removed the circuit, and essentially this thing is working as a cable, right? This thing itself is a cable. Okay, we don't really have power. This thing is almost powered up. We're having trouble with the accumulator. That is okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's kind of okay. So now C is equal to, why is that? Well, robots are still trying to deliver the thing. Oh. Oh wait, it worked somehow. How did it work? How did E got equal to? Oh, maybe inserters work when... Oh, that's an interesting idea. Maybe the inserters are actually working when they're low on power and they don't respect circuit conditions. Good thing is that they are not really supposed to be low on power. Once this thing starts, we have a couple of accumulators here, and they should always, like, you know, be powering the thing. Wow, interesting. But look at this, at least the temperature is going up. Robots will take this away, good. And then we'll check whether our circuit logic works correctly. Okay, and now C is equal 1 here, but we are missing this C. Right, let's do the following. Let's actually increase it to maybe like 120 ticks. Let's not feed it power too much, because I don't think this part actually requires power. I don't think so. So now it's gonna continue counting. I know what we need to do. We need to delete this one because it's just bad. It's not working correctly. Let's observe. So now it should be enabled 1. Okay, great. And we lost... No, we didn't lose this one. We lost the connection from over there. If E is equal to 0, then it works, but never goes back down to 0, does it? We are never resetting it, because the steam does not just disappear that fast. The steam doesn't disappear. Let's try again. So... how do we do that? Let's say we are giving it this connection from E. No, that's bad. Somehow got T assigned. Oh, right, because we have like this. How do you do that? We want the reset condition to be different. We want it to be not based on E. Actually, E is not even the input here. That's bad. We want it to be based on C, but... or should it be based on E? Once... yeah. Let's try to make it based on E. Here the output is gonna be E. If we can... E is being sent. Why are we sending it here? We don't want E here, we just want T. The T... okay, let's start this again. We can take the T and send it here. And also take E from here and send it to the input, just like that. Okay, so now we are waiting for the fuel to be delivered, and as soon as it's delivered, this thing should reset. Where is our fuel? Okay, here we have 4 pieces of fuel getting delivered. As soon as it gets delivered, this thing is supposed to be reset, because it should actually get signal E from here. Right, let's observe. Where are the robots? Okay, here they are. Let's take a look. E. Okay, it got reset. Timer is counting. It's working. It's working. The timer got reset. We have only one signal now, one condition, C equal 1, and that's because of the steam. So this steam is outputting 1. This is not outputting anything right now. This is also not outputting anything. And that one is obviously like not, well, it's checking, but only two conditions are true. Which one is the second one? It's not the timer. What is the second one? It is true. So we have this thing. Oh. If t is greater than z. We don't have z here anymore, right? We can easily get it. We basically can just connect this thing directly from here. Like this. Okay. Now it's not supposed to be outputting C equal 1. I think it's just because of the power. So it's short on power. That's why this happens. It's fine. It will not be an issue, as I said, once the power plant starts working, and it actually should slowly be starting up, I think. So this part, it wants 165 power. So we just need one more iteration of the inserters, and it will work from that moment on. And if you look at the fuel cells, we still have a bit of them. That's okay. So we're feeding the power. It started working. Temperature is rising, and look at that. Okay, we are getting some power there, great. And we should get one here. Okay, it's working. We are full on power here. The accumulators are charging. And that is it. So we have awesome. It took a little bit long, sorry about that. I'll keep it running here, kind of isolated for now. So this reactor will be there isolated, because I want to make sure that it's working correctly, and I want to double check whether the production of the fuel cells that we have here is enough to actually maintain one reactor. Well, it will depend on the actual usage, right? Because the usage here is 2 roboports and a little bit of lamps. So it's like we are not supposed to require, like we are not, it's supposed to be idling most of the time. I want to make sure that it actually is idling, right? That's the idea. So we will check that. We will have to, well, it's a little bit slow that we are bringing them like one by one. In theory we could even ask for like a couple of fuel blocks, but it's okay, we can keep it like this for now. And just wait for the robots to, you know, to bring the fuel. So here is our reactor. It is possible to split it actually pretty easily into like two sides. 300 megawatts plus 300 megawatts over here. And we could connect them to like different parts of the base in theory. Right, and the power capacity here is 562 right now, which, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. It's again idling. That's fine. The timer. Oh, the timer is going crazy. No. T less than Z. Z here. Okay, it's just Z basically. Oh, the output. No, the input. We connected it with the green wire. Okay, got it. Let's remove this green one. Is this better now? Okay, 120. Good. Let's connect it with the red one in this case. If green one wire didn't work, let's connect it with the red one, and hopefully it will work, because this connection is completely green based. Okay, nice. But what this means, it means that I was correct. We actually have 60 ticks in 1 second, so if I want it to be a minute, I want it to be 3600, right? This will be a minute. So we will wait, okay, maybe not a minute, maybe we'll wait for like half a minute? No, let's wait for how long should we wait? 1 minute. Let's be waiting for 1 minute. So we'll be waiting for 1 minute before we send like another portion of the fuel. Okay, let's observe. So we are waiting. C is equal only to 1. Why is that? Oh, because we have enough steam already. Okay. That's okay. So we basically, like, it's not gonna work. C is equal 1, and here T is greater than Z. Should we say greater or equal? Yes, we probably should say like this. We should say T is greater than or equal to Z. Right, because this stuff stopped incrementing it, and we are getting the signal non-incremented because it's a red wire. Okay, right. Because now they're like exactly the same. And yeah, the problem is that we actually have already enough steam in there. So we have 19,000 steam. So the reactor works as it should. It stopped doing anything. It stopped consuming the fuel. Great. This is great. This is really good. Seems to be working. We will be able to copy paste this thing. Maybe like the only thing that will change, I think, is we'll change the fuel. We'll change it so that we are using a different, like a better plutonium, like MOX fuel. That's what we want to have. And yeah, here is the our build, reactor plant. It works. It works. Okay, and I think we went through quite a bit of research while we're at it. That is good. That's actually pretty good. We are halfway through this research, which should allow us to produce a lot of plutonium from our green uranium. And once we have plutonium, we'll start bobbing about enrichment, giving us lots and lots of plutonium. And once that happens, we can basically start, you know, using this fuel pretty much everywhere. Pretty much everywhere. And we wouldn't even need to really be that careful about... Yeah, I'm not sure about this part. We wouldn't need to be that careful about saving nuclear fuel, actually. Now to think about it. But it's probably a good thing, because we are, like... Why would we waste valuable resources, these things, for nothing, if you don't need the power? Right, let's do this. Let's basically do as we designed it. We will proceed with this plan. We will be using nuclear fuel only when we actually shut on power, and we are checking that using steam storage tanks here. It's still not working. I mean, it's gonna take forever for this RoboPort and these 2 lamps, well, 4 lamps, to use up. Okay, now I guess it's daytime, to use up the electricity. And this thing, this part, will also work fine, because we're actually consuming steam here for this power connection, even at night. So this large solar panel is not really used that much. And it's used in the very beginning to start up this whole thing without having to connect it to like external power to kind of kickstart it. it's a process similar to what we are doing here with this solid fuel. Maybe I actually should have just added something like this to the side. Let's go over there. Oh, we built another set of this, probably. Or maybe it's still the first one, I don't know. Now, where is our power plant? Here is our power. Awesome. This is looking pretty good. Okay, it's looking good. Cycle 1. All of this is looking awesome. Let's take a break here. The episode was a little bit long, but we managed to design and, well, build, but it's not connected yet, our first nuclear power plant. This is episode 181. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!